Hi, this is Dawn from Ninja Bunny Crochet. Today I have for us to do this leaping stripes drop stitch pattern. I think this is a really great stitch. It would work great for blankets, it would work good for washcloths, for scarves, for just about anything you could really use this pattern for. I really like it. It's a great stitch and it's reversible, which I really like too. You know, I like those reversible stitches. So let's grab our hooks, grab our yarn, and let's start working on the leaping stripes drop stitch pattern. For today's tutorial, I'll be using a J 6.0 millimeter hook and some worsted weight yarn. It doesn't matter what size hook you use and what size yarn, as long as your yarn and your hook match. The leaping stripe stitch is done in a multiple of 4 plus 2. What that means is you chain 4 and then chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you keep chaining sets of 4 until you have your project to the desired length. Once you have your desired length, you're going to add 2 more chains for a turning chain. So for today's tutorial, we're going to have a chain of 20 plus 2 for a turning chain, so a total of 22 chains. Once you have your 22 chains, I'll meet back up with you. Now that we have our chain of 22, we're going to start 4th chain from hook. The loop on our hook does not count as a stitch, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 and place a double crochet in that 4th chain from the hook. We're going to place a double crochet in the next chain. Our beginning chain 2 right here counts as a stitch. So we have 3 stitches in the beginning. Chain 2. Pull out a little more yarn here. We're going to skip the next 2 chains, so 1, 2, and in the next chain we're going to double crochet. And in the next chain we're going to double crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and double crochet in the next. Double crochet in the next, and that's your repeat. Skip 2 and double crochet 2, skip 2, double crochet 2 to get to the end of the row, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. I'm at the end of the row and we have 1 chain left, and we're going to place a double crochet into that chain. So our work looks like this. We have 3 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So the beginning and the end have 3 double crochets. To start row 2, we're going to use the same color. Each row is going to have 2 rows of the same color. We're going to chain 1 and turn the work. We're going to put a single crochet into that first stitch, chain 2, and we're going to work a double crochet into the 2 skipped chains of the previous row. Not up here, but down into this one. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to go over the top of this, of the chain on the current row. Again, down to the row below and over the top of that chain. chain 2, and we're going to skip over these 2 double crochets and go over to that chain space again. We're going to repeat that. So reach down to those skip chains, pull up your loop, and complete your double crochet. Again, it's a little fiddly this first row because you don't have a lot of stitches here to keep everything nice and straight. Chain 2, and we're going to repeat that for the next 2 chain spaces, and I'll meet back up with you at the end. I'm at the end of the row. We still have these 3 stitches left, so we're going to chain 2, and our single crochet is going to go into this top of the turning chain, but we're also going to change colors though too. So insert your hook into the top of the turning chain and pull up a loop. Do not complete the stitch yet. We're going to switch colors, so bring in the new color. And I like to go ahead and put a knot in these to tie them off, just to make sure that everything stays nice and tight. That's up to you. You don't have to tie your yarn together. It's just something that I like to do. But I know not everybody likes to put knots in their crochet. I'm going to, because I'm only using 2 colors, I'm going to float my yarn up the side of my work. Float my colors up, so I'm not going to tie off my purple color. So we're going to chain 1 and turn the work. And we're going to single crochet back into that same spot. And then we're going to do double crochet into the tops of those double crochet in the row below. So we're going to reach down around the chain 2, pull up a loop, and complete the double crochet. Again, yarn over and reach down and grab that stitch, pull up the loop, and complete your double crochet. Now we're going to come up to these 2 double crochet, so we're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip over these 2 and repeat just like we did here. I'm going to reach down and grab that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and complete the double crochet. Yarn over, reach down and grab that second double crochet, pull up a loop, and complete it. And we're trapping that chain 2 inside the double crochets. So we're going to chain 2 again, and we're going to repeat that all the way across till we get to the end of the row, and we're going to make sure we do a single crochet into the end of the row. So please complete this, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. I'm at the end of the row, and I'm going to go ahead and place that single crochet at the end to end the row. And now you can see how this is looking. So to start the next row, we're going to chain 1, turn the work, and start with a single crochet into that first stitch, chain 2, and we're going to jump over, skip over these first 2 stitches and go right to that chain 2 space, and we're going to do a double crochet into those 2 stitches that we skipped, going over the top of the chain. Chain 2 again, skip over those 2 stitches, next 2 stitches, and go over to those skip stitches in the row below. And continue working the pattern all the way across, and I'll meet up with you at the end of the row. And at the end of the row, I'm going to skip the 2 double crochets, and in that single crochet, we're going to single crochet, but we're going to change back over to the purple color. So we're going to drop the green, and we're going to pick up the purple and pull it through. Now you don't want to pull it too tight because you don't want it to like pucker up your work, but you also don't want it too loose where it's going to leave a buckle. So this is, if you're going to be carrying your yarn up the side like this, you're definitely going to want to put a border on this on your work. So then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And now you're ready to start your next row. See, this is the reason why you're going to want to have a border, because you're going to see your little, you're going to see floats going up the side of your work. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple more rows on, and then I'll show you how to end your work, because you don't want to have the top of your work with these gap spaces here, these chain 2 spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple rows on, and then I'll show you how to end your project. Okay, now I have a few more rows on. I'm going to end with the purple color. So we're going to chain 1, turn the work, and single crochet into that first stitch. And instead of chaining 2 and creating another chain space, I'm going to go ahead and single crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then double crochet into the 2 skip spaces below the chain space, the 2 skipped stitches below the chain space. And then single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and double crochet into those 2 stitches below. And this is creating a solid top like it did on the bottom to finish off. I'm just going to go ahead and finish the row here to show you what it looks like. It doesn't matter which color you end with. That's completely up to you. It's whichever color you prefer. And then we get to those last remaining 3 stitches. And single crochet in them, and then we can go ahead and fasten off. And it creates a nice top. I mean, it's a little, has a little wave to it, but when you put your border on, everything will get all straightened out for your project. Because you're going to want to put a border on, because you have your, well, your ends are here, you got to weave those in, but you're going to have your little bit of your floats for your color, unless you decided to snip them off each and finish them off each row. So that is how you make the leaping stripes drop stitch. So if you've liked this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring that bell. Thanks for watching and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.